Alright, so this is SC from SZenery. Today I'm going to show you how to assemble my product, which is the 1/24 scale 20-inch low-rider bicycle. I got two versions available as of right now, which is the twisted one and the street one. So street is like a real life class on the low-rider bike shows. It means no modifications whatsoever done to the frame. So I'm going to show you how it's packed, like how you get the package delivered, and we'll go through this assembly step by step. So right here is the package. Usually it'll be taped up and it'll have like a sticker on here with your address on it. Goes to the mailman, so he knows where he needs to have it delivered to. So you open it up. You find this. These are the parts. Remember, this is a model kit. They don't come painted and assembled. They come as a model kit. So let's start off by unpacking the bag with the frame in it. This bag contains the frame. So you open it up like this. You don't want to pick the frame out with your finger. You don't want to try that. You just want to hold it upside down and it'll come right out. You can pull it from here. Right. So this contains the frame, the fork, and the kickstand. Be careful not to lose that. Show you right here. This is inches. You can see how small the parts are. Right. So here we have like the other parts that you go underneath. Then again, hold it upside down. Drop it into your hand. This contains the sissy bar, the rear fender, the handlebars, the left and the right side of the crank, the chain guard, and the banana seat. So last but not least, of course, a low-rider bicycle is nothing without its rims, right? Open that up. Then again, hold your hand up like this, turn it upside down, let it drop out. So these are the rims. You can see that there's two types of rims. This one seems to have a little axle. It's because of the frame. The back of the frame is a little wider than the front forks, so you need to actually put the wheel with the actual axle in the back of the frame, and the wheel that looks like it don't have an axle, you gotta put that one in the forks. So let's start the assembly of the bike. You got your frame right here. As you can see, it's a little tube. It's hollow on the inside, and that's where the forks come in. I add a little piece up here. So you take your frame and you take your forks and you slide it right in. Alright, so now that you have your frame and your forks, you don't see it on camera, but this little piece of the fork, it sticks out just a little bit out of the frame. So you put that down for now. Take your handlebars right here. You take your glue. You can use whatever glue you like, I guess, but I like to use super glue. So you put a little bit on there, on that part right there, right here. That's where you put a little bit of super glue. You take your frame with the fork in it, and you put the handlebars on top, and you make sure that you align everything, because in real life you want to make sure your bike is straight. So it should be the same with the scale models. With super glue, I like to hold it for just a little bit and it'll stick out of itself. And now I can actually it's already straight for me. Now, I did this with super glue, so I need to like wiggle it a couple of times, so I don't actually get it stuck internally. So you want to like do this a couple of times, and then it should stick. And then you got your steering action. Alright, so now your assembly looks like this. So now I'm going to continue on to the rear fender. So I pick my rear fender. Slide it in. It should stick out of itself for now, but I just take a little drop of glue. Put a little drop of glue on this side and on the other side. I'll let this sit for a few seconds, and it should be stuck. Alright, so now let's move on to the next step, which are the wheels. Remember what I said about the wheels? This is the rear wheel. This is the front wheel. See, this one got a little axle. So I'll start off with the front wheel. Take my wheel. I'll drop a little bit of glue on the center on this side. There you go. And I'll drop a little bit of glue on the center right here. Take your bicycle, take your wheel like this, you slide it right in, make sure it's nice and centered, and just hold it for a couple seconds and it should be alright. Alright, so now let's get to the part of the rear wheel. Do the same with your rear wheel as you did with the front wheel. You get your glue, you get your wheel. You put some glue on the center of the wheel on the one side. Then you go over to the other side and put some glue on the center. Take your bike. Your rear fender should be stuck by now. You take your wheel and you just gotta squeeze it in there just a little bit. Like that. You hold it for a few to like let the glue cure for a second. That's why I like to use super glue, because it's like stuck almost right away. You don't have to wait that long. Now you could do the rear wheel first and then do the rear fender. I just like to do it this way because then I have the rear fender in the frame already, and then I get to the part of the rear wheel and I can actually kind of like center and align it with the fender to get the best result. So now let's get over to the part of the seat and the sissy bar. You take your seat, put a little bit of glue on this side, and the other side as well. You take your sissy bar and you get it on there, and you slide it in just a little bit like that. You hold it for a few to let the glue cure for a second. And now it's basically already stuck. But I can still kind of wiggle it because I need to adjust it when I get it onto the frame. Get your bicycle. You put some glue on top of the seat post. You get some glue on this side of the frame, right near the fender brace, and you get some glue on this side of the frame, just by the fender brace. You get your seat and your sissy bar, and you try to get it just nice and straight onto the frame. I like to let it sit on the on the seat post for just a couple of seconds, so that will like get a little stuck. And then I like to do the sissy bar, and you kind of like let the glue clamp it down to the frame. Right, as you can see, That's like a nice stance of how the seat sits with the sissy bar. And now you just installed your seat and your sissy bar. Alright, so now let's get to the part of adding the crank. You take your little crank piece. I got big hands, so this looks tiny, but it is actually small. But my big hands make it look even smaller. You get some glue, and you put a little bit of glue on this side right here. You get it over to the left side of your frame, and you can either have it facing up or facing down. I like to have it face up on the left side. So you put it on the middle of the bottom bracket right there in the center, just like on a real bicycle. Hold it for a few, and I'll let go of it. Now I can still kind of like wiggle it, but it's already nice and centered. So I put that down. Now I get over to this part. Now I got this facing up on the left side, so on the right side I want to have it face down. Of course, what you're gonna do with your chain guard, you're gonna put it on here. To do that, you're gonna need some more glue. So you get your chain guard, get your glue, get some glue in this corner, right here. You get your other side of the crank. You're gonna get it on there just like that. Kind of align it with each other. Why I do this is because it's going to be easier to attach it to the frame this way. Otherwise, getting the chain guard on there will be a pain. Alright, so what I do now, take this part of the sprocket, the inside of the sprocket, I drop some glue on there in the center. Then I get my frame and I attach it to the frame just to like get a chain guard nice on there as well. So now let's get to the part of the kickstand, because a bicycle can stand on its own. So you get your glue, and you see this part on the frame right here, where the kickstand normally goes, in real life as well. I added this little piece. I put some glue on that piece, just a drop, you don't need a whole lot. And then you get the tiniest part of the model kit, it's your kickstand. And you want to get it on there. Now it's already hanging by itself because the glue is holding it in place. So I'll still leave it upside down for now, so I can let the glue that's holding the kickstand in place, I can let it cure, and then in about 5 minutes the bicycle can stand on its own. If you're using super glue, if you're using any other type of glue, it may take a little longer. So now the glue has cured. As you can see, it doesn't really move no more. So you get the bicycle. It's really lightweight, so now it can stand on its own. There you go. You got your finished 1/24 scale low rider bicycle.